Agent down. Agent needs assistance. Vital signs critical.
I'm doing what needs to be done. I don't want to hurt you. I need to fix the noise.
What is going on, guys? This is EK1 Gaming here, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing to you the Summit build that I use. Now, the reason I'm saying it like that and I haven't labeled this must-have build or the best build, you know, because there's a million of those already out there. This is basically just my Summit build, okay? This is the build that I use in Summit. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying that you can't improve it some ways. However, this is how I run the build. Now, it does me good. A lot of you guys have asked me how or what build I'm using in Summit, on live streams, on video comments. You're all asking the same questions, so it's easier for me just to put one video out and show you the exact build I am running. Now, before we get into the build, make sure you hit the like button if you enjoy the video. Hit that subscribe button and little notification bell to show support to the channel. So if you want to do your thing and support the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We are nearly at 20,000 subscribers. So let's stop talking and get straight into the build video. So to start with, we are running the Gunner Specialization. And the reason for Gunner Specialization is the armor on kill and the ammo regen. So basically we get some ammo back every now and then you also get armor on kill through this as well. Of course, I've just got that specialization, you know, unlock everything you can. Just make sure the AR damage is unlocked more than anything. And of course, the ammo regen and also the armor regen. Now, the primary weapon we're going to be using is a gun that a lot of people are using now, I think. It's kind of been slept on. I've been using this for a long time, but because of the rate of fire, people get put off by it. Now, for me, I love this gun. So, it's got 133.7k total base damage, or not base damage, but base damage within the build. And it's called the FAL SA58 Para. The rate of fire is only 650. However, the mag size is low as well at 40. But it hits hard. Trust me when I say this hits hard. I've got 15% assault rifle damage, 21% health damage, and 10% damage to target out of cover. And as a talent, I've gone for strained on this because I just like the fact that every 0.5 seconds you're getting 10% crit hit damage, and that stacks up to 5 times. So potentially you're getting 50% crit hit damage. So for me, because it's a slow firing weapon, 0.5 seconds is going to take me a little while to actually get through the mag. So I'll stack up a few of those at least. And maybe not the maximum, but we will stack a few of those. So that's why I put strained. But you can use a different talent if that suits you better, like close and personal, killer, or something like that would be absolutely amazing still on the build. So the second gun we're going to be using is a Baker's Dozen. However, I do switch between the Baker's Dozen and the Ravenous. Now, the reason I use the Baker's Dozen for primary example is because you want a different kind of weapon to your primary weapon. So you don't want to run dual AR, especially if you're putting directives on like Pistolero, where your ammo will be depleted basically by using dual ARs. So use a different kind of weapon, and this gives you a little bit more range, so you can sit back in the doorways, you can start pinging people from further back, especially on those legendary summit missions, where you don't want to really rush in. But you can just basically sit there, relax, and with Baker's Dozen, the lucky shot, or perfect lucky shot, means you can miss them shots while you're in cover and you don't lose a bullet in the mag, which helps me out because I do miss a lot of shots with the Baker's Dozen. I'm not going to lie, I am not the most accurate person with a rifle at all, so that helps me out a lot. Now, if you use the Ravenous, this is very, very good for the kind of warhoundy dogs. You know, those annoying dogs that keep running around. Basically, have the gun on your right shoulder, hit them like 5 times, then switch to your left shoulder and shoot them once. You only have to do that twice over, and the dog will die. So it takes half the dog's health each time you do it with this build. If you focus this around a rifle build, I've actually seen it take it down in one go. So make sure you're doing it on the right side first and then switch to the left. If you're coming against chungas, you want to go left side first, then switch to the right, because that does the damage, you know, to health, whereas the right side is the explosive damage, etc. So make sure you just remember that. Now, in terms of the build itself, it's going to give you a little bit of bonus armor. Okay, not a lot of bonus armor, but it's pretty much a raw DPS build, apart from slight little tweaks that I've made to it. Now, a little secret, if you're running the directive where you don't get your armor back, all you have to do when you're not in cover, when you're not in combat, is basically switch out an item of your build and put it back again, and all of your armor will be regened to full. So if you've got that directive on, you can get away with just when you're not in cover clicking off and clicking back onto one of your items, and it will just regen it completely full for you. So to start with, we're running 3 pieces of Providence. Now, the reason we're running 3 pieces of Providence is the headshot damage, crit chance, and crit damage. So on the mask, we've got weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage. You're going to see this quite a lot in this build. On the holster, it's Providence again. We're going to run weapon damage, crit chance. And then on the backpack of Providence, we're going to do weapon damage, crit chance, and a crit damage mod. Now, you would have noticed probably by now, I'm running Bloodsucker on my backpack. Now, the reason I'm doing this is basically for that bonus armor, because for me, especially legendaries and stuff like that, you can get hit and get, you know, your armor goes quite fast. So you know, if I can get a kill, it can sometimes just clutch you and help you survive that little bit longer. It works especially well with the drones when you're on the laptop. If you just shoot one of the drones down, you get some bonus armor. Again, the drones come out in low, you know, there's loads of drones around you. Always aim for the explosive ones first, because when you hit that explosive one and it kills a load of the other ones around it, you get the bonus armor for the whole thing. So sometimes you'll have a whole armor bar full of blue armor, which is the bonus stacked armor. So that's the reason that I am using Bloodsucker and not something like Vigilance, which would give me more damage. Now, on the chest piece, we've got a Fenris chest piece on, and that's for the assault rifle damage, of course. We have weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage, and a crit damage mod. And I'm using Obliterate. Now, this used to be Spark. Of course, you guys know Spark has now been fixed. So I have just mixed it up and just thought, you know what, I'm going to start using Obliterate, because crit hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds, and it stacks up to 25 times. So I can get 25% weapon damage from this talent. Now, you might not always proc it, because of course it's crit hits, but we've got over 50% critical hit chance, and I think that's more than enough on an AR especially. So I'll show you the stats of the guns in a second, but this works out well for me. You can, of course, change this to whatever you want. If you want glass cannon or something like that, go ahead and use it. If you want to use, I don't know, intimidate, because you've got the bonus armor from the kills, go and use it. The reason I don't use Intimidate is because you have to get a kill to get your bonus armor, and then you will have the extra damage. With this, I just have to shoot and basically make sure I crit. So this is why I use Obliterate. There's plenty of different options when it comes to the chest piece and the talents, but find one that suits you best. On the gloves, we have Grupo Sombra gloves, and we got weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage. The reason we're using one piece Grupo is for the 15% critical hit damage. Now, this again, you can switch it out for the contractor gloves to give you that damage to armor. You know, if you want that extra damage to armor, you can switch to contractors and use them as well. I just like to use the Grupo just to get the crit damage up. But you know what? You can go and test it, see which one you prefer, and then just go with what you feel is best. The knee pads are the Fox's Prayer knee pads. In my opinion, still the best in-slot knee pads, so they're a must-have on any kind of DPS build. Of course, we get the bonus of 10% rifle damage, and these are rolled for weapon damage, and then of course you get the damage to target out of cover, 8%, and then 12% crit damage. Now, the pistol we use is the named card, so it's the TDI card custom. Basically, with this, when you've got this equipped, you pull out your shield and it gives it an extra tier, basically. Or if you've got your drone out and you equip your pistol, it gives it an extra skill tier. So it's definitely worth having just to equip when you pull out your skills, or if whatever skills you want to use yourself. It will definitely give you that extra tier, so it's worth doing pretty much all the time you are using skills. Now, a little secret on this one: if you pull out a turret, you chuck it down, and then you equip your pistol, the turret damage will go up as long as the pistol is equipped. You don't have to chuck it out while this is equipped. You can equip it while the skill is already out, and it will still give you that extra tier. Now, talking about skills, we are using a shield, and that's just to give us a little bit of extra like damage input, you know, take a little bit more damage. If I'm being honest, the shield's not really doing much because they will tear through it on legendaries especially. But we've just got shield health, damage bonus per enemy, but that doesn't really count for this shield, so you really want to do like holster regen or something like that. This would only count if you were using it on, say, firewall. And then you've got active regen on here as well, so just use some active regen. Again, firewall specialization works well with this build as well, however you just don't get the armor on kill. And then, of course, I'm using a Reviver Hive, you know, standard, just to get me up if I go down, or to get my teammates up. So it just depends what skills you want to use. Some people actually use, like, a turret or a drone or something like that, or even a fixer drone, especially if you've got that, you know, the armor directive on where your armor doesn't come back. So pretty much that's like the base of the build, and like I say, you adapt this build however you want to adapt this build, okay? Make sure you're doing what you want to do with the build and not just copy and pasting it. Adapt it for your play style. So what we'll do now is we'll have a look at the stats. So on the FAL, I have 53.8% crit chance. I'm trying to get that up, you know, just trying to get those pieces a little bit more god rolled so I can get that up a slight bit. And then I've got 192.2 crit damage with 90% headshot damage. Now, a lot of you guys might think, oh, well, you prefer to stack headshot damage. So just take away the crit damage and put headshot damage. It's really simple. I can't hit a lot of headshots, so I don't bother stacking into headshot damage. Now, the next weapon on the Baker's Dozen, we've got 53.8% crit chance and 197.2% crit damage with 105% headshot damage. It works wonders. It does what it needs to do, and of course, you have perfect lucky shots. Then on the pistol, not that it really matters, but we've got 60% crit chance, 187.2% crit damage, 135% headshot damage. Now, let me tell you, that pistol actually hits really hard. So if you do run out of ammo, do not be afraid to pick that pistol up, because it is a beast of a pistol. Trust me when I say that. That pistol will hit hard. It will take legendaries down. Now, of course, the watch level, I maxed out my watch, so everything is maxed out in terms of watch. So you'll have the extra crit damage, crit chance, and weapon damage, etc. with the armor. So I kind of hope this like helps you guys out of what I'm using. Like I say, take this, use it as a base, adapt it to how you want to adapt it. You might want to put like, I don't know, some more kind of armor regen stuff on. You might want to put some blue mods on there or something like that, but just adapt it to how you want it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe button, and the little notification bell. And I will see you all in the next video. Let's go!